Switch over, right? Yeah. Hello. We're back with the Platinum Conference. This time with the Ascended. We only have 2 games for tonight. Sorry, no webcams, unfortunately, this time around. But I'll try to get that set up for next week already. But for now, I'm Let's Go Dragon alongside here with my co-caster, Keen, right? I always...
That is correct.
Alright. And let's see some pretty good games tonight. I was looking over for the match histories, and this one actually seems like a pretty spicy game here, so let's just jump right into it with... I forgot to change the names, but can you go ahead and introduce this blue team for us?
And on the blue side, we have Pigs Might Fly with Top Knight Slushy on the top side, playing Maokai. Interesting pick, haven't seen it in a while. Followed by J4 in the jungle, running that Conqueror. And in the mid lane, we have some Season 10 special, Set Mid. In the bot lane, we have Robot Druid and Duelos with a Seraphine Alistar duo. Can you introduce the red side?
Using some flashes there, but it looks like nothing too much is going to be coming out of it. And hopefully, looks like we're just going to have a calmer early game now, doing some sit-ups right there in the mid lane.
BM by this mid lane set, as he has managed to get out the flash from the enemy jungler.
Yeah. So going over to the red side, whoops, sorry about that. We have Feed Me Gaming, or Orbit 49, sorry, I was going to say 69 I have it. Playing Mordekaiser in the top lane. In the jungle, we have Why Do I Ent, not Int, but Ent, playing Skarner in the jungle, who just used his flash, as you said. We have Zolithrin. Man, I'm really sorry if I'm butchering your names. Please correct me in the chat if I am. Zolithrin playing the Azir in the mid lane, while in the bot lane we have Balthazar and Better Chemicals rounding out the comp with Misfortune and Bard.
Very interesting competition coming to this game. On the blue side, we have a very team fight oriented team composition, with Team Knight Slushing having that Nature's Grasp that's able to CC the whole enemy team, and then Water Bear able to separate. We have an engage in the bot lane?
Yeah, in the bot lane, we're already getting some real grid aggression from Duelos. He already flashed and used his knockup, and Knight on there. Water Bear actually coming for the early game gank, trying to go on to Better Chemicals, but having a flash out of there, and heal is used by Robot Droid. So a lot of summons burnt on the side of Pigs, but while in the top lane we're just seeing a little bit of fighting up too. Orbital with a flash smackdown over the top knight Slushy, picking up first blood for himself.
I'm actually curious to see when Orbit 49 used TP. He does not have TP, my bad. He has Ignite, and that's how he was able to pick up that kill top lane. Um, so top knight Slushy on this Maokai has a TP back up to mitigate his losses. And yes, going back to the team comps, I think blue side has such a good team fight composition with this set being able to use the suplex to get like AoE damage, Top Knight Slushy that AoE CC, and Robodroid being able to do damage from afar. Top Knight Slushy might seem to go down again, but he just backs down under tower.
Yeah, he is getting quite low himself here. Not a really good position, but now looking over in mid lane, we see Saego doing some pretty good trading with the set mid. Haven't seen that since, like you said, Season 10, but apparently Dr. Wiley in the chat saying it's Siego's pan it's set mid, so hopefully we'll actually see some pretty correct gameplay here with this team.
Though it is a melee versus ranged matchup, Siago seems to be doing pretty good. Manages to have around the same health against Sabithrian. So he does know how to play this set mid, and I'm pretty interested to see how this laning phase goes.
Yeah, definitely so. We see the Scuttles have already been claimed by both respective junglers, blue on top and then red on bot. So it looks like we're actually going to be seeing a gank coming in here. Dulos does knock up better chemicals to get him out of the way, while Robodroid is just getting run down by Balthazar. He's trying to do his best, burns the flash. He's out of mana, so he won't be able to do anything else, but it's just fine. Looks like he's able to get out here.
And yes, you see this CS advantage by the Skartner. He was able to get a small lead when Water Bear on this J4 went for that bot lane gank. He was able to clear 2 extra camps during that time and was able to set up for this bot lane gank because of that.
Yeah, and now bot lane just completely out of summoners unless you want to count the head splash that Dulos just used there, and then polarize that minion to pick up that the spoils of war. So really spicy early game, I have to say so far, with top lane or top knight Slushy, sorry, not having the greatest times, while bot lane just constant bloodbath.
And looking at the summoners, there's only 4 summoners up right now, and it's by both mid laners, the flash and the teleport. Everywhere except for mid has been a fun fest, fighting whenever possible. And we're gonna see the summoners coming back up for Dulos and our why do we int jungler.
Yeah, really interested to see if they're really planning on pushing this aggression. It's pretty interesting with a bot lane we see from Pigs, Might Fly, seeing the Seraphine just doing a really good job this patch, having, you know, just really potent where you can even take her as a double support bot lane, and it just works really well still, regardless of having an ADC or not, just because you just do enough damage. And even having your jungler down here, which Waterbear is, Dulos is a little sketchy bringing some of these minions, but he's going to go in with the pulverize combo into Dragon Flag. Better Chemicals goes down to Waterbear, and Dulos onto the ADC. He's trying to make something else happen here, seeing he's going a little bit further, but it looks like that's going to be end of that engage as well.
Water Bear looking to show why do we and how to properly gank bot lane, as he does a lane gank and manages to pick up a kill for his team, evening out the gold disadvantages that they have. They're still down around 500 gold, but because of this gank, they're able to play a bit more aggressively, especially against his bot lane. Blue team has stolen the Infernal Drake.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were able to just combo that pretty well. Since Bard is gone, they were able to just rotate and collapse into the jungler, who decided to go for the dragon there. Really good play. Still looking for some more aggression, but man, this is one bloodthirsty bot lane.
Looking for some aggression when the Seraphine does not have any mana. A bit ambitious and probably a bit int if the Seraphine did decide to walk up further, and could have gotten turned on very easily.
Yeah, but it looks like it's just going to be just fine, keeping that at bay, and then going to go ahead and take a pretty nice recall, since it doesn't look like Balthazar is able to push out this lane fast enough before the next wave meets it, before tower does. Saving a lot of minions for Robot Droid, and just going to continue on with this onslaught of aggression that Duelos and Robot Droid have been really putting on to Balthazar and Beta Chemicals.
Depending on this Jarvan's pathing, he might be able to do something mid as Thiago is looking to prep the way for a gank, letting it push in, maybe trying to look for a freeze near his tower. But Thiago's at this point is just zoning the Asir off, looking to go for an engage, maybe threatening that the Jarvan 4 is around there, but no, Jarvan 4 shows bot lane and the gank mid does not ever happen.
Yeah, unfortunately not happening just yet. We do see Why Do I End coming up around in the top lane area, looking to probably counter jungle. I don't think they might go for a top lane dive, but the possibility is still there, while Siago getting real good trades off. Man, the 1-2 punch just packs quite the hit.
And this Garner again is able to take the enemy's top side camps because Waterbear keeps on showing bot lane on this Jarvan 4. If he had not shown, I doubt this Garner would have pat top and taken the top side Grom.
Yeah, and seeing that there's no real bottom side objectives here, Scanner is going straight onto the Herald, where Droid taking a little bit of damage there. But yeah, Water right onto the Herald here, and I don't think they'll be able to make it in time before Water Bear and Duelos can really do anything to stop him. Top lane Slushy is, or top Knight Slushy, I'm just gonna keep saying top lane, is just getting constantly harassed. Ooh, Droid getting hit, but looks like I socially spoke too soon there. Looks like Wildbear is going to be able to smack down over on Orbital. Orbital ults the Duelos here, so he managed to get one kill, but that's going to be end of that. While Wildbear and Azir is here, pressing down to Wildbear. Top Knight Slushy now alone in a 2v1, but Saragas is here to be able to take the Herald, and now he's looking for more blood. Oh, okay, so it doesn't look like he was able to finish up the trade, but he is able to at least take up the Herald there.
Saego doing some great plays on this set yet again, getting his team a second steal. The first one was not him, but he played a great part in it. Going back to the team fight competition that I just so praised at the beginning of this game, they have a great team fight competition as long as their Seraphine is there. If Seraphine is not there, they can't really do much because they have no range. There's 3 melee champions. Top Knight Slushy, Water Bear, and Thiago all need to be right up on their faces. And when going against an Nasir who has a wall that can just push you away, it's hard to stay up into their faces.
Yeah, and
So,
in the chat, it looks like we have Marcane's hey Duelos in here. Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for filling in for the for yesterday for casting Platcap. And now we're going to be seeing some of your spicy Alistar plays here. Seeing that we're going for a little bit of a counter jungling, but seeing maybe possibly a collapse coming up. Don't have a Zero ulti available, so they can't really do anything to stop it. So nice secure for blue buff.
and although Blue Side is down 800 gold, nearly 900 gold, almost 1,000, they seem to be in control of this game. They have one dragon and they have the Rift Herald ready to be dropped to increase their gold advantage and mitigate what they are losing right now.
Yeah, but it is still parts of the early game here. Dragon is spawning up soon, so I'm imagining both junglers is going to be somewhere in the area, looking to make something happen either mid or bot lane before going ahead and committing to the dragon. Or maybe Skarner's going to try to do another sneaky play and try to maybe pick up the dragon. But it didn't really work out last time, so maybe we're looking for maybe some other different strategy before they go ahead and moving over to this dragon pit.
Yes, and we're gonna see that the dragon is spawning within the next few seconds. There's beginning to contest her vision. Cataclysm goes down.
Cataclysm is down here, going ahead and trapping up the Skarner, but the ulti does go a little bit wide there from Seraphine, so unfortunately no follow-up after that. TP has been committed by top lane or top Knight Slushy. I'm so sorry about this, Midnight Slushy. I just cannot remember the name, but hopefully that will get better eventually. We're going to try to go ahead, take this dragon here. That's second Drake for Pigs, but a lot of turret plates down for the top lane.
And 3 objectives have been taken by non-laning individuals. I mean, by non-farm individuals. So, a little bit of work on both sides on these smites. But great play securing that Drake bot side helps them get closer to that soul point that will be coming up within the next 10-15 minutes as we are going to see more dragon fights. TP goes down into the bot lane. Phase breaker into a kill towards Duelos.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was checking one of my DMs here, sorry. But really good roam from Siago using that TP, got a kill for himself, and he has the Herald available, so maybe he can get this snowballing bot lane a little bit while Waterbear covers his mid lane.
Yeah, I like that
Oh,
Waterbear
yeah.
covered that very well. They're looking for a dive in the bot lane.
Oh,
Grand Slam goes down, but is not needed as Robodor does take out Chemicals.
looks like that is going to be that. Hopefully they'll be able to take down this bot lane tower, but it doesn't look like it just because of all these extra resistances it gets because there's 3 people bot lane. They took in a total of 4 platings, I want to say. But it's going down slowly there.
And it will be going down. MF trying to do her best to mitigate the damage. Maybe take 1 or 2 creeps before tower goes down, but tower will go down for the side of pigs flying.
Yeah, I mean, the gold difference has shrunken a little bit here, only down to about a 5k gold difference. Or not K, my bad. 500 to 600 gold difference, which is much less than 1,000 gold when you think about items comparatively. That's like difference between an amplifying tome and a fiendish codex, just a little bit of ability haste sort of difference. So it is a shrinking bit by bit thanks to that Rift Herald. We'll see if we can maybe get something else out of here for Pigs in order to come back and or really push a lead for this game, or maybe we'll see Feed actually get a pretty strong foothold into this game and push their lead instead.
Yeah, Feed Me Gaming saw that there was 3 people bot, and Jarvan covering mid. Orbit 49 decided to go for like a hard shove into top lane and did actually get this tower. Bart O goes wide and does not manage to catch out Siago here.
Yeah, Iago just doing a couple sit-ups there, showing off his great reaction time in order to dodge away from that Bard ulti. Now we're seeing maybe a repeat gank here. Now Zoltan going in with the Streamer Shuffle, bringing Iago stuck now. He is rooted and followed up by the Skarner ulti, but Siago goes ahead, uses Showstopper in order to bring him right over. Cataclysm finally drops over onto Why Do I Ent, but unfortunately he still goes down regardless. Orbital now bringing Dark Waterbear into the Death Realm, and there he falls. Dulo's trying to help out in the mid lane, but it looks like there's 4-man strong here, seeing that the top lane tower has already been taken. So a lot of pressure being exerted here while Top Knight Slushy unable to really respond here. Darulo's doing his best here, keeping him distracted, but not really going to be able to stop him from at least taking this 1 tower.
A total of 4 ults were used to get Siago and Waterbury in that fight. Bard ulti goes down first, they look for an engage here, they manage to land the encore onto 3 people, shut down going down towards Seraphine, they're looking for another one.
Yeah, Dulos lands pulverized combo into the MF, going another flash from Top Knight Slushy. He's trying to get that the generic roots-based plant ability, but unable to actually land it over onto Balthazar, so Flash is going to be wasted there. But really good combo in order to try to win that back and stop the siege. Really good Seraphine ulti, really stop that Misfortune ulti too. It was like perfect timing to do that as well.
Absolutely perfect timing, and this ended up turning out to be a 2-4-2. And in the end, I feel like Pigs Might Fly ended up winning this situation.
Yeah, they're still down on gold. They lost out on their tower, but relatively, they did pretty well. They stemmed some of the bleeding, and they're still waiting for this stronger later parts of the game. Oh, flash burned by Robot Droid. Duelist is on the run, but he has to be careful here. He gets a good pulverize to stop the stun, but doesn't stop Better Chemicals landing his. Now Duelist is trying to get in there so to stun up the ADC, but unfortunately his team's unable to keep up. Now Robot Droid, oh no, gets hit by the Skarner ulti. He's getting dragged into the enemy team, and now Orbit 69 bringing Siago into the Death Realm here. Siago's trying to do his best, use the Haymaker to get a little bit of shield, but unfortunately, still going to fall there.
And this game, if you misstep, if you misplay, if you're not in the right position, you will be punished. There is so much, there's 2 forms of unstoppable CC. We have the Skarner, we have the Mordekaiser in the top lane. This requires a QSS, but I don't think Seraphine is a character that you should usually build QSS on. It doesn't really go into like anything good for you. So
Alright. And it looks like Marcane's telling us in the chat it's actually pronounced Sago, so we're going to be saying that instead of Siago. So there we go. So Sago still doing pretty good. He has his Gore Drinker now, and he's going to be scaling up whenever this mid game really hits up. because it's set just really good damage and extra survivability. Plus his haymaker is going to work wonders for him. So Seigo hopefully making it into this later parts of the game. If they can get through this early, this still somewhere in around the early to mid game, switching over to mid game now. Really, everyone's roaming around. Hopefully, when they get into
Spectator,
this later parts, they get this really well.
can we perhaps get a gold check? I want to see where the gold is lying and who has advantages here the on the teams. And it does seem that top side, Orbit 49 has the biggest gold lead of all, up 3.7k from his opposing laner, sitting at 9,300 gold. They're looking for an engage. Cataclysm goes down. Empress
Oh,
Divine
huge
on the other
Cataclysm
side.
in Seraphine ulti, and now we see Misfortune ulti is going a little bit wide. They're not hitting everyone, but they are still winning out these fights pretty well. In terms of PIG, they have the Maokai ulti got onto the Misfortune. Now he's going to be able to knock Misfortune away. Oh no, it's unfortunate. Duelos pushed him away, but finishes off the kill with one last punch here. Looks like there's still a strong siege coming out for PIG, but Orbit's 49 is now here. He's looking for quite a good aggression. Now Seigo is getting pretty low, but unfortunately it looks like he's going into Death Realm before the Haymaker can really do damage over on the Zolthrin. And looks like that was quite the messy fight there from both teams. But still, I would say this is still a net win for Pig because they're able to get a pretty good push off.
Yes, and Feed Gaming did misplay towards the beginning, but Orbit 49 and Solithrian able to respond quickly and get those counter kills towards, again, it's increasing this top, I don't know how to say top, not top gap, but this top lead, currently sitting at 10.2 gold, up almost 4.3 thousand from tonight's Lushy. Top
Yeah.
Knight Slushy, same mistake as you. Names are hard today.
Yeah, names are definitely a little bit hard. And we're getting back into the casting of it, so please bear with us with the first week. You can start flaming up the second week if we keep doing this, but hopefully it will be going pretty well here now. Looks like we're just going to be in this top lane area, a lot of it. Top Knight Slushy in the bot lane, just clearing out for some farms so he can scale up a little bit, get some of these. I believe he's going to go for a demonic embrace, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm still learning some of these newer items as well, even though we're like 4 patches in. This game was on 11.3, so but everyone is around that mid area, looking for this getting at least early vision control of this Baron.
Setting up Baron and Dragon did go over to the red side. GSM looking to pick up Dragon, mitigate their loss of previous dragons. They're looking to disengage bot lane, maybe drop this tower. Oh no, they're looking to
Oh.
engage in the bot lane. Emperor Shuffle going down.
Yeah, really good
Cataclysm
Ingrid
as
Tyson
well.
goes down here. It looks like they're able to pick up one. Here's the second kill, possibly here, going right onto Why Do I End, unable to use the ulti. Ooh, good Seraphine ulti once again in order to stop the Misfortune. Using that bullet time, now Misfortune's on the run, unable to really get out of there and focus back is onto Better Chemicals, where they're able to pick up that kill as well. See, Orbit 49 is still pushing up that top lane really hard, so we're going to have Top Knight Slushy going ahead and doing a recall in order to get over there quickly as possible.
3 members of GSM go down right before Dragon. So when pigs might fly, might be able to just get complete vision control, set up for Dragon, maybe look to take this bot tower as they look to trade tower for tower when they did lose top tower. Orbit 49 looks for a top dive using his ultimate. Flashes go down,
Yeah,
but it looks like Top Knight Slushy will be able to just walk it off, walk towards tower. And no, he will fall under tower to Orbit 49, who's just so big on this Mordekaiser.
well, Dulo seems to messed up that combo there. Looks like he will be going down, unfortunately. For Orbit 49 or 49 is still pushing up this top lane. Hopefully, Waterbear here will be able to stop him, but right now, Orbit 49 is doing quite well for himself. He's 7-2, and now the Drake has spawned. Looks like Feed Me Gaming is going to be right onto that. No one really there to stop him, so this is going to be a second Mountain Drake for them.
7-2 with almost 9 TS per minute. Playing very well in this top lane, looking to be the the carry. And with these mountain drakes, it's just gonna be harder and harder for him to be killed. For he does have this Spirit Visage, which grants him that extra magic resist and extra lifesteal that he gets during the fight. They're
Oh
looking on
no.
to
Yeah,
Saigo here.
Seigo is in a quite a predicament here. He's actually looking to turn it because his team's here. The Goon Squad shows up, Cataclysm falls down, but the Bard ulti will be stopping some of this chain CC going on. Seraphine ulti does only hit Why Do I Ent? Now it's being suppressed in there. Here's the Emperor's Divide in order to come on in. He's trying to get some pretty good damage in. Looks like Duelos is going to be stuck in Death Ring while Top Knight Slushy, sorry about that once again. I'm really trying to get better at this, but it's not really working. Waterberry flies on over the wall in order to pick up the kill right there, and now here's Why Do I Int still somehow alive in all of this. Same with Robot Droid, I remember them ulting each other in the middle of that somehow, but now Top Knight Slushy able to get the root off, finish up the kill, and only one standing is now Orbit 49.
Orbit 49 playing that great. He seemed to have been caught out by When Pigs Fly, but at the end he ends up being able to turn and get 1 or 2 kills. But his team will fall for that.
Yeah, it does seem like that. So going on to this, everyone's just going to be taking the resets here. Not really too much to really look at for objective-wise on the map. They always have towers so you can go for, which looks like Top Knight Slushy is trying to push out one more wave before he goes in and bats finish up that Demonic Embrace. While everyone else is just trying to starve away from resources. Speaking of resources, it looks like Orbit 49 takes that red buff before he goes ahead and tries for a back here.
Took the red buff and the chickens. What more can you ask for as a top laner who doesn't even need mana? He should be able to just sustain more, look for more aggressive fights with his red buff burn. He should be able to just take complete control over any fight he has. He does have the ultimate up, which should isolate him with whatever target he desires. So this is looking really good for Orbit 49. Currently sitting at level 15, 2 levels up from Top Knight Slushy. And 3 completed items with his Mystic being the first one.
Yeah, it's like we're seeing some action near this top lane area, trying to get some wards down. Duelos is being a little bit safe about this, but gets pulverized while Seigo is now in the death realm. Top Knight Slushy Dahu can go with a collapse using his ulti, but unfortunately not going to be able to hit there. But now looks like we'll be able to get onto better chemicals. Pigs might fly, or it's doing a pretty good job here. Ooh, Seraphine ulti still lands over onto the Misfortune. Not really going to seeing a full bullet time just yet. Looks like Orbit 49 is doing a monster job at killing a 4v1 right here. Now, Why Do I Ent is here. Top Knight Slushy, can you make it out alive? Seigo is here in order to make it a 2v1. Can they make it? Yes, they do. Oh, on the sliver of health.
And just as Dr. Wiley said, the skill he got top is huge, but unfortunately he is just playing Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser can win these great team fights, but he does not have the kit to just completely 1v5 unless he's like monstrously ahead. And even then, it was a 1v4 situation with 4 people directly around him, and he managed to pick up 2 kills before going down.
That was quite insane just how well he was able to sustain through that. He's very far ahead, but unfortunately he's not able to pull it all out by himself. We saw Waterbear there is sorry, just making sure I got that one in. But Waterbear is doing a good job at sticking onto Balthazar. Make sure he doesn't get a full bullet time. Same with Robot Droid, using the Seraphine ulti as a response. Plus, with Waterbear going in, making sure he gets the final kill. Now, Duelos using his head splash to get over on the wall. Now, Better Chemicals found himself in a bad situation. Uses ulti and try to get it out of here, but he is a little bit slow using the mythical journey in order to get out of there. Hopefully, another blast plant. Seeing he is going to be a little bit cornered here. I don't think he'll be able to go for an execute, but he is going to be running for it, at least distracting them away from this Dragon Pit, meaning that his team will be the first ones over there. Well, speaking of first ones there, it looks like Orbit 49 is going to be caught out just a little bit here. His team is in the area, but Balthazar is trying to be careful from the Seraphine ulti. Okay, down now, so Gonna get a full length bullet time here, but only going to be able to hit one target. It looks like Seraphine was able to kill out Orbit 49. And Water Bear back over on Balthazar. Balthazar, ooh, managed to finish off the kill. Well, Sego did. One of the Gore Drinkers was able to pick it up, and now it's only going to be Zoltazar that's up alive, and we have 4 people running him down, hunting him, while Water Bear goes ahead and works on this dragon.
It's a Mord, a Fed Mord if he's dead. This team, GSM, needs to play a little bit more around Mordekaiser, make sure that he's not just simply frontlining against 2 or 3 people, because if that's the situation, there's a very low chance that he will be able to get out alive with this CC-based comp. They have the Seraphine that can root him, the Maokai that can just change CC him for a while, and Water Bear that can isolate him from the rest of the team. So just play a little bit more around Orbit 49. Look to give him some openings. Maybe let him be the one to isolate the team, get one pick, and then just steamroll the rest of the team fight.
Yeah, it will need to be changing up their plan a little bit. We did see a full-length bullet time coming out of Balthazar, but unfortunately it was still not enough. He was only able to get that onto one person during that team fight as well, so we need to see, you know, full-length bullet times, and we need to be able to get some pretty good value off that. Orbit 49 used his ulti in that fight and brought one person out of the bullet time, so unfortunately not able to really get complete use out of it, and but still, regardless, maybe we can see some better positioning coming out of Balthazar. Not saying that he's positioning wrong, but just how well Pix My Fly is doing at really keeping him from getting really good ult positions.
Talking about ult, Orbit 49 has just reached level 16. He has some max level ult, so she should be able to have the ult much faster, be able to look for these kind of picks to help win the team fight. He might decide to ult the Alistar here, but does not decide to opt for that.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be saving his ulti maybe on a more important target here. We do see that the, man, I forgot Bard's ulti, but he is using it in order to maybe get a patch out right here. It is going to be able to be stopped thanks to Top Knight Slushy's ulti in order to disengage from that fight, but they do need a recall, at least Dulos does, away from this Baron. So this might be the window of opportunity that Feed might need in order to get right back into this game. They're at 2k gold deficit right now. We've seen the ulti coming out, Soul Stopper right into the middle of it, into a Seraphine ulti. There goes Balthazar, unable to get another ulti out. Unfortunately, Water Bear now burning into the Death Realm. He falls, unfortunately. Red team slays the Baron still because Water Bear died through while in the Death Realm, so unfortunately nothing for that. Orbit 49 now using the stopwatch. Will he be able to actually get out here? No, unfortunately not able to, and we're looking for blood here. Red team only has one more Baron left, and that's on Zoltan. You run for your little life. Top Knight Slushy, a little low on mana. Going to use the Blast Plant and get out of there. It looks like Zoltan is going to be able to keep that Baron buff from his team.
And just as I said earlier, when pigs might fly are in a team fight, in these kind of team fight situations, they excel at team fighting. They have great crowd control, AoE, this damage that can just win you the fight. And now that Seraphine is in these fights to do this damage from far away, she's able to get more damage, help the team. Shields, she did decide to go for the Moonstone, which provides AoE shields and heals for everyone with her kit. And surprisingly enough, she did opt for the QSS to get away from the Mordekaiser ultimate. So if Mordekaiser does ult her or Skarner does ult her, she can just QSS and get back into a position where she can just keep on peeling and helping her team.
Yeah, there is some pretty good value coming out from the QSS here, so I do kind of like the pickup here, even if Sego decides to pick up that one as well. And as Siggy Wiggy says, Bard's ult is called the Zonia's Donator. I'll be calling that from now on. I don't need a check, like you said, so alright, going continue on. It looks like not too much you had right now. The only person with Baron buff is Zoltran, but they don't really necessarily have the pushing power or the manpower to really try to make a siege happen just yet. So we'll be seeing if Feed Me Gaming can maybe do something with this Baron buff, but maybe just using it as a way to turtle just a little bit better, and also trying to get some good resets for Zoltran and try to really scale up into this game. He has been farming pretty good, so hopefully, you know, with enough items, he'll be able to be that Azir hard carry that we typically see some of these games.
Between Pigs Might Fly and Feed Me Gaming, there have been some one-sided fights, but despite that, the gold is still only 1.2k difference, with Pigs Might Fly being ahead that 1.2 gold.
Yeah, very marginal gold differences here. We have Dragon spawning up here in about 20 seconds. So both teams are going to be rotating on over to around that side. We have blue team looking to push out that top lane because they have 2 TBs available. So they don't necessarily need to be there now. They can just go ahead and generate a lot of pressure. And maybe looks like they are going opt-in for the rotation, maybe going for a little pincer method since they don't exactly know where they are, but it's also possible that it looks like red team's going for the bush strat. Oh, ult's dropping everywhere. I'm not sure. There's the Zonia Donator stopping the entire bullet time, unfortunately, so no value coming out of there. Oh no, Robot Droid is left alone because his whole team went diving really hard, but speaking of diving really hard, it looks like Balthazar is going to go down here. Why do I end? Is in the thick of it, and unfortunately he falls as well. Dulos is the next one up. No one's touching this Azir, but it looks like that might change soon. Waterbear unable to actually land a flagging dragon, so he's going to be able to get out safe. Better Chemicals somewhere just gone to the fire. I had no idea where he was, but he's in Mythical Journey. He's back into this. Looks like they're going to go onto this dragon now, trying to deny this dragon soul.
Again, Pigs Might Fly have a great teamfight composition as long as the Seraphine's alive. As soon as the Seraphine went down, they lost a lot of their damage, a lot of their sustain, a lot of their team fighting potential because that wasn't available, and there seems to be a dragon fight.
Oh, they actually took the dragon, so Dragon Soul will be taken for Pigs Might Fly. Ooh, good job, Waterbear.
And again, 500 gold difference at 33 minutes in the game. This has been such a close game, going back and forth. Feed Me Gaming wins a team fight, but Pigs Might Fly wins the dragon fight. And they end up taking the dragon, getting this dragon soul that should be able to just help them survive the burst, help them survive the fights, as they will have that extra shield that Mountain Soul does provide. They are now looking to set up for dragon, not dragon, Baron in the top side.
Yeah, Baron is up in the top side. It does come up in a minute and a half, so we do have some time for that, but that just leaves time for you to do some vision control game where Better Chemicals is going to be roaming around alongside with someone else to make sure that he doesn't get caught out by himself, while Dulos and others will be focusing more so on just generating a little bit of farm. They have a bit of time before Baron spawns, so they don't necessarily need to be actively looking for that vision while they have a pretty good position, honestly. They have the Dragon Soul available. Sure, they did lose that last fight, so they're down on gold, but not by any large margins per se. So they do have pretty good breathing room, both teams, really. And we'll just have to see. Baron is now spawning up in a minute. Go ahead, grab your recalls now, because you won't be able to make it into the Baron on time, or at least on time for it to spawn immediately.
Pigs Might Fly had every single lane pushed in, so when Feed Me Gaming decided to back, recall, and start picking up waves, that's how they began picking up this gold lead. They managed to get every single wave pushed into the enemy side and get that pressure around, except in bot lane. Bot lane's inhibitor is down for Feed Me Gaming, so it's just gonna naturally push into their base. But this CS advantage, especially in the top side, up almost 100 CS from his enemy laner, is showing why they have that gold lead.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they're really going to be utilizing this gold lead, or with how they itemize. It's really interesting, you know, a lot of these Misfortune ultis, like, again, is just being denied, so it's not really getting all the value they necessarily need in order to really beat these just really big tanky guys. You know, if we can get a really good Misfortune ulti on a couple people and it stays consistent, like damage goes completely through, there could be a difference in a lot of these fights. But unfortunately, Misfortune unable to really get a great ulti on right now. Baron has spawned. Both teams are in a position. We did see that Misfortune has recalled, so they're looking for a fight now. Pick My Fly is running him down, but unfortunately the ult does miss from the Maokai, but Orbit 49 is on the side. Sego lands the Facebreaker into a root, and now he's stuck in a 1v5 situation. No, it looks like Why Do I End is in the area as well. So is Balthazar. Balthazar is now going to be caught a little bit closer over. Yeah, gets a bullet time, but unable to really get good damage off that. Orbital 49 does go down without taking a kill with him, unfortunately. And now, ooh, Waterberry flashes away and able to live through that as well. So it looks like it's going pretty well for Pigs Might Fly. Seeing the only one alive right now is Balthazar, and I don't think he'll be able to really prevent any pushes that Pigs Might Fly might do. They don't have minions per se, but that doesn't mean they can't or won't stop them from trying to go ahead, take a couple towers. We're seeing that TP already came down from Sego going for the
End
pushing
here.
the bot lane.
They might be looking to end here. Sego was on the chase, on the hunt for Balthazar, but Balthazar does manage to get away, and he decides to TP bot lane, looking to push this tower down to the Nexus. Nexus Tower 1 going down. They're looking to take the second one and turn their faces towards the Nexus. And this might be GG. The tree root goes down.
Yeah, the Zonia's Donator does activate, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough in order to really stop him from picking up this Nexus. Yeah, good job there, Pigs Might Fly.
And yes, if I was on Pigs Might Fly's side, I would have decided to opt for the Baron and then push top and mid, not necessarily look for an end. But very good call out. I would love to see who decided to go for that call out. I'm pretty sure it might have been Seigo, as he did TP bot lane and just started pushing the lane. But very well played. Nice timings on the deaths that allowed them to end this game and bring them this victory.
Yeah, so we will be right back, and it's going to be playing a couple music while we're waiting, get set up for the next game. And next game, speaking of which, will be, let's see, I had this right here. It's going to be the KG Counter Logic Flaming versus AoE Crowd Control. So, be right back. Hello, hello. We're back once again. Here it is. It's going to be our final game for today. Unfortunately, we only have two games for this conference, but that's due to the weather, and we're going to jump right into this and make sure I have all the names correct. Let's hit that play button. And let me share this screen with you, Kian. I forgot about that. Sorry. And let's go
No
ahead and
worries.
introduce teams. So on our blue side, we have KG Control Logic Flame on the blue side. We have Chaotic. I want to say Chaotic. Cryotic. In the top lane playing the Volley Bear. Jedi Master Windu playing the Udi or in the jungle. Tujert playing the Lutz in the mid lane. And for the bot lane, we have Dark Frenzy and JK13 playing that Zaya and Maokai.
And on the other side, love the name AoE crowd control. We have Nick Ward on this Ornn, Sleeping Giant on Graves, MMT Vora on this is here, another Seer player, very interesting. In our bot lane duo, Captain Booty Ho and Major Booty Hole on Kaisa Seraphine. Interested to see Seraphine support. We did see her ADC or APC last game, so a bit of a different style for both players.
I mean, you still get the very good healing that we saw in last game. Seraphine was doing so good in terms of the utility and healing departments, so you still get that with the Seraphine as a support role, but you also get a little bit of damage with the Kaisa. I don't think you will get as much advantage as you did with like maybe a or aggressiveness that you get with like an Alistar, but this is still, it still have that Seraphine to really just give you a lot for your team.
JK bringing the Maokai into the support role. As last game we saw Maokai in the top lane. I personally prefer Maokai in support role. He has a lot of more utility earlier on in the game, able to look for these engages with the aftershock and play a bit more aggressively. In the top side, we see a trade going off right away, but both people decide to back off and not look for anything as they are just farming.
Yeah, nothing too much happening into this early game. I mean, Volibear, I believe, has a pretty good early game, like level 1, grabbing that W first, so you can go for some of these longer extended trades. So, it'll be interesting to see how this lane matches up in the top lane. I haven't really seen too much Ornn versus Volibear, so I would like to see how it goes, especially with Ornn, just has a really good at short trade potential, for while Volibear seems to be more of a longer one. We'll just have to see.
And in the bot lane, we see Captain Booty Hole and Major Booty Hole hit that level 2 spike here. And KG counter logic flaming. Notice that and decide to back off, give some respect. So right now, AoE crowd control is dictating the bot and I would say top lane. As Nick War is just dominating this volley bear in this matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty a lot of early pushing going on. Getting some cheaters recall. We've seen MMT Vora already getting use out of that, pushing in two lane or waves before going ahead, picking up an extra tome and even a control board so he can get some early pressure into this Lutz to really control some of this early game. Trying to look for maybe make some plays with this Sleeping Giant playing that Graves in the jungle. Really strong recently. I remember. I believe it might still be Gale Force, but I mean I could just completely be wrong. But oh man, Nick War is taking quite a bit of damage.
Just as I praise Nick Ward, oh, the flash bite going over from Chaotic onto Nick Ward. Both flashes down from both top laners, and we see Sleepy Giant looking for a gank top lane. The electric card coming down, bite stun coming down as well, but it will look like Sleepy Giant will be picking up the first kill as they tower dive Chaotic on this volley bear.
Yeah, really good flash dash into the Volibear to make sure he gets that point blank shot with the shotgun and finish up the kill there. Gets first blood and relatively safe out. Needs to be careful, Sleeping Giant. Or I shouldn't say Sleepy Giant, but for Tujert. Just because there is a Graves in the air that could
Meanwhile,
possibly
the
break
bot
it.
lane, we see an engage coming down from JK. JK has to back off right away as Dark Frenzy did not follow up immediately. So it's just slight poke from both sides until we see another engage coming down in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of engages, we do have Dragon coming up here in about 30 seconds, so we are looking to maybe see if both junglers are going to be prioritizing that. Looks like possibly Jedi Master Windu is going to go ahead and try to do a full clear, get it back, and then head over to Dragon Pit. It'll be a little late, but you also not have to be there as early, right when Dragon spawns at this 5 minute mark. So it will be just fine. Maybe even going to go ahead and finish up his Raptor so he can pick up some nice items besides just going ahead and picking up those Swifties here, which he actually picks up. Nice. Going for early roams and speed.
And in the bot lane, we see AoE crowd control being very low on the mana front, while KJ Counter Logic Flaming does have a little bit more mana. They have less health, but they do have more mana for more abilities. So interested to see how this lane is gonna go. We see a sleeping giant coming bot gang. That is quickly spot out. The root goes down. Flash has to be burned by JK, but he will still go down. Udyr flashes into there, looking for another one, but it's exhausted. We see TP coming down from red side. Ornn is there to help. Sleepy Giant has to be on the run. Both top laners are on the bot side, and it just seems to be a 1-for-1, jungle for jungle.
Let's see, how many sums was that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 summoners burnt in this bot lane gank, or bot lane gank. It's quite the fiesta that we've been seeing for all these years. Nick War still actually looking for more of a fiesta over here over on the Chaotic to get a little bit more of a trade-off. Have to be careful here. Or at least Major Booty Hole has to be careful here because of the just how low he is right now. But it looks like this is actually going to be a one fight for the AoE crowd control. They're going to be able to get out here just safely, not going to be punished that bad because everyone basically came to this bot lane fight, so no one was really missing out, or no one was gaining any leads per se in lane while that was all happening.
This should have been called out earlier, but looking at the names from Captain Booty Hole and Major Booty Hole, if you saw these two players in rank, I'm 100% sure that they're doing. So the synergy has to be there, and it has shown to be there. That comes just with having like this name connection. Very proud of this bot lane duo.
Yeah, they have some games with each other perhaps, or at least wanted to change it up for the going into the GRLCS. It is quite funny to see a duo name, see just like just matching up with your support slash carry. For now, we're seeing some aggression up in this top side, trying to do a little bit of counter juggling. But ooh, it looks like Sleeping Giant able to grab that. But
Sleeping Giant should just be able to grab that and walk away. He does in fact do that, but Turgert is here to burst him down to nearly 15% HP. He should be very careful. He should just be able to live steal off of this. Never mind. Completely fine.
Yep, no follow-up, unfortunately. Ult is down from the Lux, so maybe this is going to be a little bit of a moment for MMTV Vora to really do something. But for now, we're looking at the bot side with Master Jedi.
Master Jedi manages to land the CC that was set up by JK, and in the end, he will be picking up the kill onto Captain Booty Hole.
Yeah, this is the 11.3 patch, so this is before the jungle nurse here in Udyr, where he was one of the top 3 junglers, I believe, for most of the patch until they did those jungle nurse who are farming. Is not as valuable as you would like it anymore.
Stormcall does go down, granting shield and damaging this Ornn. Very nice snare over by the Lux, but she will not be able to do anything as he is too far behind tower for her to reach. Very well played from both sides.
Yeah, very well played indeed. For now, we're just going to go back into the laning phase. Nothing really to grab other than the Rift Herald on the map now. Only one in position for that is Sleeping Giant, but Ornn is going to be pushed up a little bit. Same with MMT. So unfortunately, not really going to have the priority you need in order to try to look for this. But if we can maybe get a gank or two happening, we possibly could change those sides. Or maybe if Jedi Master would go ahead and finish up his clear so you can look for something there as well. I wonder how much gold he's actually sitting on right now, since typically you do see Udyrs do a little bit of power farming here. Let's go ahead and do a gold check. Oh, actually a fight first.
Top lane, Nick War gets cut out as he is building right in front of the volley bear. Decides to get punished. That ult's going down. The Stormbringer goes down, granting him that health and that mobility for Chaotic. Chaotic is just walking away, trying to get away. Shield does not go down, but the ultimate from the goes down
Yeah,
from the
collateral
graves.
damage.
Name.
Yeah, collateral damage. Finishing up that kill there. Really good for Sleeping Giant. Now he's 3-1. Bringing up a pretty strong position for himself. Actually opting in for the Immortal Shield Bow, I believe, because of that Vampiric Scepter plus Noon Quiver. Still a good item regardless, giving you a lot of lifesteal. In order to survive a lot of this team's damage, they do have quite a bit of it. Mainly focused on Dark Frenzy and Tujert, but not to mention quite a bit of damage actually comes up from Volibear as well, so grabbing this Immortal Shield Bow gives you a little bit of that extra survivability, the extra lifesteal, base 12, and then it gives you like an extra 15 whenever you activate the shield too, so quite a lot of lifesteal whenever you have that Immortal Shield Bow. It's very useful, so I'm interested to see how well this will work into this rather than, let's say, like a possibly Gale Force that we've seen previously that Graves has definitely enjoyed, as well as a lot of other champions. This isn't solo queue, so it's been a bit since I've seen coordinated play, so we'll just have to see. Maybe this is a little bit more consistent rather than the Gale Force is.
Yes, I do believe it is more consistent. It does help with a lot of burst. Going back to Turger, he managed to bring down Sleeping Giant to 15% HP with a full combo. The shield bow provides that shield, as the name says, to help with the burst and that extra life steal when he's nearly wit's end. Just to provide him a lot more sustain during the team fights. And if he does get bursted out, it just provides more safety so he doesn't automatically die.
Yeah, very true, very true.
In
But
the top lane, we see an engage and a disengage very quickly from the side of Nick War.
yeah, just a little bit of light trading, a little bit of a pool noodle fight up top lane. Now Dragon is going to be spawning up here in about 15 seconds, both junglers in the area. So we'll be seeing if anything's going to happen here. We have top laner's TPs almost up, but not exactly up just yet. While it looks like MMT actually has his TP at all, but he's actually getting quite low himself thanks to that combo from Turger.
And MMT might have to back off here and look for a TP play. But it looks like Major Booty Cole is looking to get the kill here. Does not
Ooh.
miss, manages to land the encore flash into Turger and takes her down.
Just saying that I've been saying recently is just sometimes you just better. I saw the Seraphine ulti and I was like, that's not gonna hit, and then he flashed and it did hit, and I'm just like, I didn't realize this is just better. He able to actually hit that ulti. It didn't look like it was going to, but maybe the flash changed the direction, changed it slightly of the ulti, so it did manage to hit the turret. So then he can get that double Q off and finish up the kill. So really good job there from Major Blue. He'll secured that kill, relieved a little bit of pressure from MMT, and getting him a little bit more of a lead than he already has.
JK looking for an engage, uses Nature's Grasp to CC the support. Now they're looking to turn onto the Kaisa. Kaisa goes on to use his ultimate hunter to go to the other side. And now she seems to be in a bad position. Has to flash away, use flash and heal during this fight, and is looking to trade 1-for-1. But no, she's gonna be going down and it's a 2-for-1. Meanwhile, in the top side jungle, we see an engage coming from Chaotic. Chaotic looking to get a kill, but he will be falling down. Tries to use the Stormbringer, but does not have enough time for it. It's a 2v2 now. Looking into the Lux. Lux currently at 10% HP. Will fall down to the hands of Sleeping Giant. Knockup goes down.
No.
Jedi Master Windu looking to try to get out, but does not get out. Wow.
Action
Plays all
all
around the
over the
map.
Yep, action all over the map here. Bot lane, we saw KJ, we're doing a really good job there. Managed to go for a nice engage. Good job, JK, for looking for being able to see that. Going in pretty hard and got the damage off on a Major Booty Hole to really punish. Well, speaking of punish, it looks like Major Booty Hole has been spot out and a little pushed up far, taking some damage, but unfortunately not in a position, or I guess fortunately not in a position to die right there for that. While in the top side, we saw Graves, Ornn, and I believe MMT all in the area in order to really get a kill there. We saw MMT use the Emperor's Divide to push Chaotic, and I believe it was Jedi Master Windu in against the wall, and then Ornn Horn came out to really ensure the knockup for Jedi Master and finish up the kill there. So trades all over the map. Looks like first tower will be going down over to the red side. Solid 3k gold lead so far. Let's go ahead and try to check that one out. Seeing in for each lanes, we're seeing top lane about a difference of 800 gold. In the jungle, we're actually seeing a 200 or 2,000 gold difference thanks to all these kills that Graves has accumulated. In the mid lane, it's about the same 400 gold difference. And for the bot lane, we're seeing 200 from ADCs and then a 500 for the supports. One way and then the other. So about evening out, a lot of this gold lead is actually just onto this Graves, seeing that he has 5 and 1.
Yes, but if you're KG counter logic flaming, at this point of the game, you want to be ahead. You want to have these leads, even if it's just 1,000 gold lead. Because as the game goes on, the Nick Ward Ornn items are going to be coming down, each worth around 600 gold. So even if there's like no clear gold deficit, you're going to start feeling further and further behind as these Ornn items come down. And then moving on to Graves. Graves gains a lot of passive MR that engages the bot lane. We see Encore going down, manages to land onto the Saya, and in the top side, a stun go down, a lightning call coming down, damaging the Ornn, but Ornn is still up a level. We see a gank trying to come from Jedi Master Windu, but Ornn quickly disengages.
Man, Udyr build it very fast, so we're looking for another engaged bot lane.
Manages to flash, manages to try to ult away, but does not manage to get out. And we see in the bot lane, top and bot lane can't even talk because it's happening on both sides. The Shurima Shuffle manages to isolate the Volibear, but Volibear is looking to get a kill. He does not manage to get a kill. Dark Frenzy greens with a flash, almost gets a kill, and JK has to try to disengage here. Gets the Aftershock proc, on the top side. We see the knockup going down. 2 knockups, one from the Ornn Horn, another one from the slam into the wall.
Yeah, good job there. It looks like Nick were able to pick up the kill for himself, while the bot lane was able to clean that up. It seemed like it was looking pretty bad for AoE crowd control until everyone else basically showed up. Speaking of showed up, looks like Sleepy Giant's in the mid lane.
And he is in the mid lane, and he manages to get Turgor out of lane without losing much health. He's back to full health. Again, shield bow, great lifesteal, and great sustain for this fight.
Yeah, looks like he's actually going to go ahead and build the collector nets, which is a great item for Graves too. A lot of that mid game pressure in order to get that execute down. Going to give you just a little bit extra gold, so that is very nice. Looks like they're moving on over to this dragon after dropping hero mid lane. So really nice play, really utilizing the time really efficiently. I don't believe they're sitting on too much gold now since they did recall recently, so going ahead and take the dragon. I have to see if a fight's going to start up here. Maokai ulti already started. It looks like everyone is able to get out.
Too short, and Turgor attempts to steal earlier into the fight, but does not manage to get it. It goes a bit too late. But looking at the levels, we have Nick Ward 2 levels up onto this Volibear, and I do believe it's a Volibear-sided matchup. A Sleeping Giant also up 2 levels. Mid lane fairly even, a bot lane down 1 level from Dark Frenzy, and support's currently sitting at the same level.
Quite the game here. We're seeing just a little bit of A-ramming. There's no neutral objectives per se to get on the map so far, so each team is just going to be looking to grab a little bit of farm. ADCs going into side lanes to pick up those up and then meet up back with a team, or just being in mid lanes to pick up some of that gold rather than EXP. Eventually, we will be maybe seeing something. Ooh, Captain Bully will manage to dodge away with that using his E. Gotta be careful there.
Yes, love that movement speed when you're a Kai'Sa player. If timed correctly, and as long as you know how to step with Kai'Sa, you should be able to dodge most CC abilities. It does grant around 50 to 100% extra movement speed depending on how much attack speed you have. So this is a great save skill for Kai'Sa players.
Yep, using that as a nice way to get out of there. A little bump of movement speed in order to make sure he doesn't get caught here. Just going to be, like I said, farming up. It's pretty interesting. You see how Graves is, he's taking the lead. He's snowballing it pretty well. He's looking for yet another lifesteal item, so I think his plan is just to out-sustain everyone. Oh no.
Turgor attempts to blow them up. He gets blown up himself. He was in a 1v3 situation, and there's only so much his ultimate can do through shields coming over from the red side.
Yeah, looks like That's pushing, moving over the aggression over to the bot side, seeing they can siege down here, while it looks like Major Booty Hole is going to be over to the mid lane alongside with Captain Booty Hole, to maybe clear out some waves in order to make yet another push happen, but they're unable to really get any sieges to really happen. Baron is spawning up here in about 10 seconds, so we're likely going to see maybe the junglers moving over their position that way, or at least getting their recalls, trying to get some early ward vision on there, so that if either team really wants to try to go for the early Baron, it's easy to respond to. Right now we're seeing that KJ or KG. Man, I feel like I've been saying it wrong, but anyways, KG going pretty well and getting the vision game down pat.
Yeah, and there must be something about red side top side, as this is the second game where we see a lead from the red side top side laners. Currently, Orange sitting 2 levels up, nearly double, not nearly double, 64 CS up from this Volibear. Volibear has to start making some great plays, or else he's gonna just start falling out of the game. Since he's just a tank at this point.
Yeah, that is correct. He is a tank, but he does provide a lot of pretty good usefulness in terms of what he's able to do. Seeing now, looking over at the gold leads, we're seeing about 6k gold lead. That's 2 items worth in favor for the side of AoE crowd control. So they are looking pretty strong here, at least in terms of like team fighting power. Orin's already getting his Orin upgrades now. He just turned level 13, so he already upgraded his Frostfire into something else. First a fight, possibly. Ooh, able to actually get out of there. Ooh, very close. Able, a lot of people positioned around this Baron area.
Turger will just try to run away, and his team is also trying to run away, except for JK. JK playing a bit more aggressively. He does have more survivability than the rest of his team. But okay, let's say you're Orin. Whose item do you upgrade first? Do you upgrade Sleeping Giant to just help him accelerate his lead? Or do you upgrade Captain Booty Hole or MMT Vora to try to like bring them into the game?
I think we really go for Sleeping Giant just because he does have that lead. He's at his 2 item power spike. He's stronger than most people in this game. We're seeing that Chaotic just picked up his mythic or his first item, while everyone else is lacking a little bit behind. We do have Dark Frenzy, who's at 2 items now, but still we have Sleeping Giant. He's almost on his 3rd item here. Looks like he's actually going to pick up a Bloodthirster, so giving him even more lifesteal, even more, a little bit extra damage. He's going to be quite the monster if you can just get that upgraded item on him, so he'll just be healing for 1,000,000. Sure, Cam Booty Hole is not necessarily there yet, but he is for that late game assurance. Same with MMT Vora are there for that late game assurance. So you can always upgrade their items later when they do get to that late game point, at least when they have 2 items where they either pop off or they're looking for that 3rd item to really finish up that power spike.
And Sleeping Giant does end up getting the upgrade. Nick Ward caught out here in the top lane and a 2v1, but manages to turn it around. Captain Booty Hole in the top side as well. As soon as they see Captain Booty Hole, they just walk away. Because if Captain Booty Hole is there, Major Booty Hole is probably there just because they're that close of a duo. The Booty Hole gang.
Yeah, Booty Hole gang sticking together, making sure they were able to really get securing each other for around the map. Seraphine's doing a really good job at moving around, making sure that supporting her team around. Sure, doesn't have that much kill participation. We would like to see a little bit more of these roams, but still doing a good job at peeling for her to needs to peel in general. And it looks like good guy jungler giving blue buff to his mid laner. Always love to see that.
Yeah, it's something you never really see in the solo queue. So when you see these teams that have this much synergy give away the blue buff from a laner who's that far ahead to a mid laner who can just carry in the late game, pretty heartwarming if I do say so myself.
Yeah, looks like teams are going to be positioning around towards this top lane. Really good lane, or a really good place to stay around. Baron is available, so if their fight happens, they're right there for a Baron. I don't think either team necessarily wants to start a Baron. They could do it to try to bait, perhaps, but not necessarily start a fight. Speaking of fight, there goes Major Booty Hole, lone to oblivion.
That was not a fight. That was kind of bully material right there. Seraphine got snared, got hit with the ultimate, and then just the tree sapling to finish it off. She could do nothing there. She could not see where they were and got bursted from no vision.
Let's see. Agent 82 in the chat saying, thinking that Nashor's is a decent item, but Nashor's Temple might be a little suboptimal because of the overkill, kind of. Maybe you don't need all that attack speed. Not necessarily sure. I haven't really seen too much Azir play besides the last game. Maybe the extra attack speed all the time would be nice, but whatever the case is, there goes that, and it seems like we have a fight on our hands.
Before Matt misses his Orn Horn, but has to flash over the tower to look for safety, over the wall to look for safety under tower. And my blue side look for a dive here. The Feather Calling goes out, managed to catch out Nick Ward, but they will not be able to get anything from this fight as JK was out of position and will be falling down to the hands of AoE Gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately for JK, he was a little bit slow on the return in order to try to go for this push. He was trying to look for a flank a little bit over onto Nick Ward, using his ulti to cut off a lot of people, but unfortunately he didn't see that the rest of the people from AoE crowd control was also right behind him. He managed to get caught out there and really separates the rest of his team from him. It looks like they are unable to steal away from the Baron, so good job for AoE control. They got the Baron now, and a window of opportunity to look for some strong sieges.
They got Baron and they got Orn to level 15, so he will have his second upgrade up. Turger looking to keep on catching people out, using the Q to snare and hold people in place, but with little follow-up, there's nothing his team can do.
Yeah, we will have to see how it goes on further points. I mean, right now, maybe the Graves is just too big. You know, he is 7-1. He has 2 lifesteal items, including an Orn upgraded item, which I still need to learn all the new ones. Let's go ahead and see what's this one. Blood Ward, upgraded from the Immortal Shield Bow. Some of these names make sense. Some of them are just like, you know, I don't know. I feel like some of these names are just kind of weird. They make sense. Like, they all make sense. They relate to it, but you just don't expect them to be certain names. Like Divine Sunderer turns into Deicide, which again it makes sense, but also I didn't expect, you know, deity genocide sort of combination word or
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, still pretty cool. Speaking of which, what is Frostfire actually? Rhymeforge Grab. See, I don't know what Rhymeforge means, so. Looking here, like I said, going on
the item.
Yeah, Orn.
Next Orn upgraded item. I think it should go on to the Azir. Azir just seems to be doing pretty well, and it just changes the type of damage that goes into the team fights. Like they already have a lot of AD coming out from Sleeping Giant and Captain Booty Hole. He does not have the item upgraded yet, but Kaisa with upgraded Q will do a lot of damage. It looks like Nick Work is looking for an engage here. Chaotic has to walk away, and he walks under tower, where usually Volibear is the one diving your tower. He's having to play very, very defensively.
We're seeing some pretty good sieging coming out of the AoE crowd control. Unfortunately, here comes Master Windu. He is running in there in order to get the stun off. There goes Turger getting that ulti. Ooh.
Major booty hole falling down to the hands of Turger again. Dre ults by the Lux, but the Lux has no mana, has to back off, look to regen that mana, maybe pick up a potion to prevent the siege. But as it stands right now, AoE crowd control is up 10,000 gold with one upgraded Orn item. They managed to get the kill, and they might just be looking to end here. The Stormbringer goes out from the Volibear, but he has to use defensively, not aggressively, jumping back into his base, and this might be it for KG Counter Logic Flaming as they finish off their first game of the season.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dire. Looks like Orn might be going ahead and upgraded Kaiser's item into. I just want to look at all the Orn items at this point. Wormfallen Sacrifice. It also makes sense. Wormfallen is, you know, it's. I mean, I generally get the idea of what a worm is. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, and then yeah, it looks like we're actually going to go ahead and try to pick up this Dragon Soul before we get ending off the game. The Baron did inspire on AoE crowd control, so they don't necessarily have the same next pushing power, and I'm sure everyone's sitting on a lot of gold. Get that in right there. Yeah, everyone's really good time for backs for almost everyone. Seraphine a little bit at the 1k gold line, which is still good. Able to buy most things in order to finish up, top off that gold.
But with Orange hitting level 16, he should be able to pick upgrade MMT Vora's item as well, putting four Orange items into the pocket of AoE crowd control. And AoE crowd control currently sitting at the 10k gold lead with four Orange items soon. So this is more like a 12,000 gold lead for AoE crowd control.
Yeah, since they do give well, I know previously they gave approximately 1,000 gold worth of stats, but I do not know if these new ones do. I'll have to check that later, but let's go ahead and check out the Moonstone Renewer, changed into the Starcaster. Makes sense, galaxy related thing. So, pretty good. Like, we're seeing quite the gold lead ahead for AoE crowd control. They're doing good for themselves, and they're not really letting go of this lead just any easy either. They're making sure that whenever they're pushing, they have a pretty good ability in order to watch map and stay in the area for good rotations. Make sure if there's a fight happening, it's going to be a full team fight, not just a catch-off.
And coming back to the Orange items, I'm actually surprised that Orange decided to go upgrade Major Booty Hole's item. She has been caught out a couple of times, and Asir is usually more useful for prolonged team fights. But don't necessarily disagree too much. She does provide a lot of utility as the Seraphine with great ultimates, AoE shields, and the longer the fight goes, the more she can help the team. Meanwhile, we see an engage from top from the support.
Oh,
The support will just be blown up, and it looks like this will be the end for Counter Logic Flaming as 2-3 members go down. They're looking onto the Saya. Saya currently sitting at full HP, but is unable to leave her base, and this will be the game.
yeah, looks like that is going to be the game there. Really well done there, AoE crowd control. Doing what your name says. You had a lot of AoE crowd control there with the Seraphine and Ornn. Alongside of the Azir doing quite a bit of damage, more so the Graves doing a lot of the damage. Azir was a little bit lackluster. Unfortunately, we did not get to see what was Liandry's anguish turns into, and unable to actually get that. Actually, he just turned level 17, I believe, so he was unable to finish up that item to give him that final upgrade ornament. But yeah, congratulations, AoE crowd control, really well done. I gotta say, Sleeping Giant, no one's sleeping on you. You got 10 and 1 this game, did an excellent job at staying around the map and getting all these kills. Really well done there. And that's going to be our stream for tonight. Unfortunately, like I said, we will only have 2 games for tonight because of the weather we had. The big winter storm, spring break came a little white this year, so pretty unfortunate for those people, but I'm glad everyone is ending up warm and safe. So that's going to be end of tonight's stream for Ascended. Tomorrow we actually have the Psycho special show. I believe he's actually going to be eating a ghost pepper, so make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, I've been Resco Dragon, he's been Kin, and we'll be signing off here. Bye bye.